Now he is not God of the dead, but of the living, for all live to him. 33rd week in ordinary time, Saturday reflection. My dear friends, that we have to remember life comes from him and God is alive. God is never dead. And it's important that you realize this in all your steps, in all your decisions, in all your endeavors, that he is alive and he is with you and you live because of him. Today we find in the first reading, a king, King Antiochus, was going through an upper province when he heard the Elymas in Persia was city formed for its wealth is silver and gold. So the temple was very rich. Continuing gold shields, breastplates and weapons left there by Alexander the son of Philip, the Macedonians king who first reigned over the Greeks. So he came and tried to take the city and plunder it, but he could not, because his plan became known to the men of the city and they withstood him in battle. So this news comes to the king that they could not conquer that land. So what happened? When the king heard this news, he was astounded and badly shaken. He took to his bed and became sick from grief, because things had not turned out for him as he had planned. He lay there for many days. So, see, he was about to attack the temple of God, and he was without the power of Yahweh, without connection. So human frailty, human power is limited, isn't it? You come to a point where you are stuck and done. See what happens. So he called his friends. He lay there for many days because deep grief continually gripped him, and he concluded that he was dying. So he called his friends and said to them, "Sleep departs from me, my eyes, and I am downhearted with worry. I said to myself, to what distress I have come, and into what a great flood I now am plunged. For I was kind and beloved in my power, but now I remember the evils I did in Jerusalem." That is the city of Yahweh. That is the temple of God. So this person, see, he was deteriorating. He was ebbing away because he was disconnected. He went away from Yahweh, was doing something against Yahweh's law. And now see how alive God in that time, in his life. Because God is alive, only he thinks about it, and he knows that he has done something wrong against the people of God, and now he's punished. A table chair can't punish you. Someone who is alive should punish you. That's exactly why. But I now remember the evils that I did in Jerusalem. I seized all the vessels of silver and gold, and I sent to destroy the inhabitants of Judah without good reason. I know that it is because of this. I know that it is because of this that these evils have come upon me. And behold, I am perishing of deep grief in a strange land. My dear friends, so it's important that you know that he is alive when you are blessed, even when you are punished, because he is alive. You have to remember this in your lifetime. Now this is exactly why the Sadducees, those who deny there is a resurrection, Sadducees are the group of people. They are aristocrats, they are rich, and they had a lot of wealth. So they believe only the life in this world. So they So they enjoyed the brink because they never had the life, never thought that there's life apart from this world. Sometimes we are modern day Sadducees. We also say that there is life after death, but do we really mean in the way that we live that there is a life after death? We are so glued to this world, have forgotten the other. Because God is alive and He's God of everyone. So they bring up with this crisis situation of this particular woman who became a widow 7 times. 7 times, 7 husbands were dead. And if this person, this widow, of course they consider that widow, that kind of a woman is a cursed lady. But then after death, the question was, whose wife she's going to be? Whose wife? So they are so limited in their sight. Even they think heaven in the way they thought they saw the world. So narrow, so limited. That's why the Lord is saying, for the 7, Jesus said to them, the sons of the age, the sons of this age marry and are given in marriage. But those who are considered worthy to attain to that age and to the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage, for they cannot die anymore, because they are equal to angels and are sons of God. So that's exactly, it does not mean marriages are not permanent, marriages are done in heaven. So the Lord is speaking about the attachment, connections. They're like angels, the self is gone. Mine, me is gone, because there is no I. It's all God. You become zero and He becomes everyone. So there is no egoism, in heaven, life after death. That's how He created Adam and Eve in Garden of Eden. That's exactly because of that. Satan attacked them with ego, I. So unless that's ego, no. Unless you leave the I and go, you will never overcome this. So when we die, we leave the I and go, isn't it? There is no ego. So there is no my wife, my husband, my thing. It's all God's. So we become like angels. So even death cannot stop God, because He has killed the death by death. And that's exactly why you have to believe in your life. So Moses in the burning bush, he said, I'm the God of Isaac, Jacob, Abraham. And because He is not God of dead, He's God of the living. So they live. Of course, until Jesus' resurrection, they lived in a limbo, a place where they were worthy of heaven, yet they could not enter heaven because the doors were closed. So that's why He went to the limbo and proclaimed the good news there. My dear friends, think about your life. This incidents where you are completely crushed. Think about that woman who lost 7 husbands in her life. We have to go through terrible time. But what is important, you should just believe that He is above everything and He is above everyone. You have to know this and understand this. So you live with a God, with the Lord who is living. He's never dead. You cannot kill Him. So that's exactly why we have hope. They can kill us, but not my God. So as long as I'm connected, they cannot touch you and me. Just believe in that God, in our God, who is God of the living. Amen. May God bless you.